Good afternoon on a Wednesday, June 11th, 2014. My name is Arnie Ramirez, and today I want to talk about my very first stock. Um, I'm what you consider very, very amateur trader. I do it just for fun, um, and I have very little amount of money in the stock market as compared to the rest. I'm a very small minnow in a very large pond. Um, So I want to tell you how I first got interested in the stock market. So currently I'm going to be a junior in college with majoring in biology at St. Mary's University in San Antonio, Texas. Um, I'm pre-medicine, so about a year ago I did a pre-medical summer internship called Summer Medical Dental Education Program at UT Health Science Center in Houston. So we stayed at the Rice dorms. It was a 6 week program filled with MCAT preparatory classes, which is the exam you need to take before you get into medical school. Um, and basically, it was 6 weeks of teaching you how to be a good applicant for medical school. And one of the classes was a business class taught by a, I don't remember his name, but a man who had a PhD in business. And he was there to explain to the pre-medical students different strategies on how to pay for medical school, whether it be a loan or a year-for-year military program or a savings account paid for by parents, just different scenarios and how to go about funding medical school experience. Well, it was about like an 8 hour class, and it only took him about an hour or two to go over how to pay for medical school, and maybe he spent like another 2 hours talking about making a budget as an undergrad and like how to make your money last longer as an undergraduate student. Well, that left him 4 hours to talk about his favorite topic in the world, of course, investing. So for 4 hours, he explained to us the stock market and how it works and and different options and how people had become overnight billionaires. And it was just very interesting to hear him speak. He he explained different methods of investing, online investing, banking firms. He told us that when we were older, it was a very good idea to take a very good portion of our paychecks and to invest them into the stock market to save for retirement or for whatever, or just to make money. So it was very interesting. At the end of the program, we were given a $600 stipend. So, I mean, my first thought was, well, if you just spent that much time talking to us about investing, why not invest it? So I gave the checks to my mom, and she deposited them for me, and I opened up an E-Trade. I guess just because I'd seen the commercials on TV, and that's the only thing I knew. Like, okay, if I want to do the stock market online, I guess I'll do E-Trade. So I opened an E-Trade, and my mom wired $600 into my account, and I was very excited. Um, so then my next dilemma came. What in the world am I going to invest in? I didn't know at all. There's just so much to invest in. Um, what my first initial idea was, well, tech. I love tech, and in the class that I had at SMBP with the guy with the PhD in business, he always said, if you want to make a lot of money, invest in the companies that the big companies are already investing in, like Apple, Google, um, the big known companies, the really massive companies that are making billions upon billions of dollars. He said, if you want to be very successful, invest in the companies that they are investing in. So I took that advice to heart, and I was thinking, okay, well, I love Apple. I've always loved like my iPhone and my MacBook, and I've always just enjoyed their products. So I was like, what is Apple investing in? So I had recently gotten a new computer the year before the program. So this was like 2012, late 2012. I had gotten the Retina MacBook, and it was the first MacBook released with a solid state drive. And a solid state drive is different than a hard drive, in that it stores memory via flash, and that there's no moving parts. So it's much faster than a hard drive would be, reading and writing memory, communicating to the computer. So I had a computer that was much faster than everybody else's in 2012, and in 2013 my computer was lightning fast, and everybody else's took a long time to start up because they were limited to that hard drive. So I knew that the future was going to be solid state drives. I knew that the future of the industry was going to be using these new chips, these new memory devices, instead of the old hard drives. And that was going to be the next replacement step. So then I started looking into companies that manufacture solid state drives. I looked into Seagate Technologies, of course, Intel, well, excuse me, not Intel, Samsung. I looked into, what else? One moment, let me pull them up here. Rambus, SanDisk, I think I already said Seagate. And then I found Micron. And well, I kind of noticed that all the stocks, all the other ones had volatile graphs as to the past like 10 years, going up and down, making big leaps in their value, and they didn't really seem very stable. And I looked at Micron's, and it was very stable. It wasn't that much high growth, but it seemed substantial, it seemed significant. So I did my research, looked into all these companies, and I mean, eventually I just decided to pick one. So I picked Micron Technology, and I bought 42 shares at $13.85, $13.85 a share. So that was almost my whole $600. I think I had like $7 cash. So it was like I invested $593 into those 42 shares. And this was in July 2013. And so I just kind of left it there, waited a year. One day I noticed Twitter was down 15%, so I sold all my stock, bought Twitter. The next day Twitter came back up like a good 8%, sold it, went back, purchased Micron again, and I used my profits from that little Twitter jump to buy 2 more shares. So I picked up 2 more shares. So now I had 44 shares in Micron Technology. And that stock price today, Micron Technology has hit a all-time high of $31.13. So in a year's time, I've doubled my money. I've turned $600 into, here, I'll tell you exactly, one moment. Let me pull up I turned $600 into $1,369. So that's just substantial growth. That's crazy growth. That's like 100 and almost 125% growth. That's more than double my initial investment, including fees. So I had a great time investing and keeping up with news articles. It was funny to see what makes the stock market go up and down. Micron has a competitor who also makes memory, like DRAM memory chips. Aquilcia or something. I don't remember the name exactly, but one of their factories burned down, and the next day Micron's stock was up like a good 6%, just because their competitor's factory burned down. So that was really interesting. That's something that I'll always remember. Just that little interesting fact. So I just wanted to make this video talking about my very first stock, my road to investing, and just how much fun I've had with it. I mean, it's truly a nice hobby to have, and it's nice when it pays back, when it's something that grew and makes me wish that I had a little bit more money in 2013, being able to double my money in a stock. It's been an amazing experience, reading different stock articles, keeping an eye on the market. It really does have a lot to do with current events and the news and international affairs. So it's all one big system, and our world is ruled by Wall Street. And it's truly an amazing machine, and it's something that I think everybody should, if they can and if they're interested, should look into and just invest in something. It's really rewarding, it's really fun. I think I've talked a lot now, but I just wanted to get that out there, and please have a nice day and happy trading.